Oh, aloha. Welcome to another episode of Scotty Gomez Learn to Be a Pro. On this episode, your Uncle Scott's going to be taking you to the high seas. We're right now in Seward, Alaska. This is no joke. Many people have not come back. That's why this is going to be an important episode. How to survive. With Mother Winter approaching her head pretty fast, it's vital as Alaskans. We need this time to go get our fish. What will we be fishing for today? Your Uncle Scott's going to take you halibut. Could be king salmon. Could be trout. Could be silvers. Hell, we could catch a whale. Skill I got. But anyway, we'll be standing out on the boat. Overnight trip. We'll be following the fish. We'll show you the secret Alaskan ways and how to do that. So the main thing about heading out on these waters is you got to know the tide. You must know the winds. You must feel the mountains breeze coming through in the back. And most importantly, you got to know what kind of wind it is. Like right tonight. Feels like a Muldoon wind coming from the Naka Valley from the west side. So we'll probably head that way. Like I said, your Uncle Scott, it's going to be fun. It's going to be adventurous. And at the end of the day, as long as you learn something, let's go. Now every adventure starts with a good captain. In Alaska, that's the most vital thing. We're lucky, we have Tom Walsh, the Moon Shadow. Just got out of rehab. Spent about 3 years there, so it should be good. He's ready to go, he's excited. He knows these winds. Captain, what do you think about the adventure today?
You know, we got some pretty rough weather out there, Scott, so it's going to be pretty wild, but, you know, we'll get through it. We usually come back with everybody on board.
That is the most important thing in Alaska. Everyone needs to come back on board. Thank God for Tom Walsh here, Captain Walsh. Like I said, finished his rehab. We are proud of him. But now it's time to go see what Alaska's all about. Seward, Alaska. Like I said, your Uncle Scott, we're in good hands. Could be dangerous. Could be wild. Could be a majestic night. It could be fun. Untie this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Very important. First thing off the boat, you must untie the boat. That is one of the most important things. Learn how to untie. Most second important thing, untie the knot on the bow. Follow me. Which one is it? Third most important thing, always check the boat. Fourth most important thing, make sure the boat does not leave without you. That's when you find out if you're an asshole or not, when the boat takes off. So as you can see, we talked about this earlier, there's a Muldoon wind coming out of the Naka Valley. The reason why you can tell it's a Muldoon wind because it's foggy right there and the slopes down. Because the valley from the Naka comes up like that. Don't worry, you're not from Alaska, you won't realize that, but it's okay. So now we look around, seagull, that's a good sign, always see a seagull. It means you're by land. Like I said, very dangerous. This is where I grew up. This is what I'd have to do. My dad, before hockey season, would drop me off here and say, son, go get on a boat and go get our food for the winter.
All right, boys, hop aboard.
Let's go, the captain has spoken.
We're out of here.
Orca whale right there, better known as a killer whale. We probably fish for them today, but we can't because we don't have a license for them. Right there, see the male right there coming up? Good signal for fishing right now. Fin comes up right there. Orca whale, better known as a killer whale to most people. That's a good indication where the fish are going to be. You see an orca whale, aka killer whale. Right now they're telling us right here the fish are here. It's an Alaskan spirit. Many people don't know. The more drinks you have, the more you can read their mind. So we finally arrived. We're at Cork Cove, a special fishing hole our Captain Walsh likes to go to. Right now though, the water looks like it's gonna get kind of crazy. Captain Walsh has said probably want to get in our gear because we're going to do a test line right here. We have the gear, we have the equipment, we have the heart and the desire to catch a halibut. That is the #1 thing we're going to catch today, a halibut. Let's see what Captain Walsh has to say.
Yeah, well, Scott's right. I mean, here we are, Corn Cove, right over there. The little beach is Corn Cove. It's our secret spot, and you know, it's so rough in here, but it's worth it because they're fishing here. So I think we're gonna withstand the, you know, the seas that are coming at us, the rain, and we'll see if we can get a couple of halibut out of here.
Captain Walsh, how many people have you lost in Corn Cove?
Well, this year, right before I went into rehab, we lost a couple, but we think they're still here somewhere. They're still on. Them probably went over to Corn Cove and are living over there. You look like you're ready to fish.
So now, like Uncle Scott always says, safety is important. That's the #1 thing. Have my gear on. Most important thing, I go over the boat. Guess who's gonna get seen first? Me. Guess who's gonna get saved first? Probably me, because they're seeing me first. Like Captain Walsh said, save yourself, but if you can't save yourself first, be the guy that sticks out the most.
Ready. There you go. You're ready to go. Here you go. Catch the big one.
Say, in Alaska, halibut. Up. 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 So the key to halibut fishing, for all the people that don't know,
well, you got to be on the bottom.
Captain Walsh is going to say.
You got to be on the bottom, right? Because the halibut are on the bottom typically. So you want to lower your line to the bottom, and then just kind of mooch it a little bit.
You want to feel the bounce.
You want to feel the bounce. You want to have your bait have a little bit of action, and you know, when you feel that nibble on it, you gotta let them have it. I usually give them a little slack and let them swallow it, because with these circle hooks, like we're using here, you can't set this hook. If you set this hook, pull on it real hard when you get a nibble, it's gonna yank it right out of their mouth. So you gotta let them chew on it, and eventually, you know, you get enough rattles on the end of that, it's tapping at you, then you give it a little lift, and if you feel tension, then fish is swallowed.
So for all the amateurs out there, what Captain Walsh is saying, if you feel a bite, this is wrong. You don't want that. You want a little play, a little teaser, a little Friday night, Saturday night little tease. And then you let it go, and then come up. Am I not right, Captain Walsh?
That's exactly right.
Bait, it's the most important thing in catching halibut.
Right behind safety, right?
Right behind safety. Well, thank you, Captain Walsh. Bait is like taking a girl out for a nice dinner, and you're paying, and she knows you're paying, which every guy should. That'll be another lesson. But anyway, the bait is what teases them. It's the game, it's the catch, it's the feel, it's the rush. That's what we want these fish to have. That is the most important thing. I like to say that word a lot, but it is the most important thing. You might hear about 20 times the most important thing. Get over it. So bait, what do we have here? We have herring.
We got herring, and as you can see, as we just said, you know, we lost our bait on that last try there, and so someone stripped it. So we're trying something different. We had a whole piece of herring on there last time. We've cut this one diagonally this time. We're gonna go with one piece, and it's gonna be harder for them to strip that. We got this particular setup has the circle hook, and it also has a J hook, and we'll just stick that in there. I mean, if they want to go for the whole thing, you can actually set it with this hook. But again, I like to just kind of let it sit there and let them swallow it.
So Mr. Halibut's coming on the bottom, and he's going, and we want him to grab the whole thing.
Exactly.
And that's the hook, and then when he takes off, that's when we come in.
Yep.
Side safety, the #1 important thing, and Uncle Scott always says, set the bait right. Right, Captain Walsh?
Correct.
All right, here we go.
So safety is a real key issue boating in Alaska. The water's cold, the rain is cold, and so safety first. And Scotty Gomez is a perfect example of that. He's tethered to the boat by his ankle now. I'm not sure that's the right thing, because if we were moving, you know, he could get a little water going the wrong way. But But he is tethered. He's got his safety gear on. He's very visible, and that's a good thing. It's not going to save him from starving to death, but if he goes in the water, we're gonna find him.
So the cool thing about
Is that a
Alaska,
fish you got there? Just a nibble.
just letting it go. You want to feel the bottom. You want to feel a bounce. The fish are probably a mile down, so it's fine. Always have your thumb there because you don't want your line to get all tangled up. See how that is? You can't even move your thumb. Always look at the setting. Always take Alaska in. Breathe her. Smell her. Feel her. Got it. Once you feel that bang, right there. Hook. Now we go. Shit. I'm not used to this test. Walshy, what happened? A good thing about fishing with rich people is they have stuff like this, where you can see fish, like Captain Walsh, look at that. So all these things down here are fish.
Well, that's actually the bottom. That might be a fish up there.
Interesting.
But we're fishing down here. That's probably our weight. So we're waiting for those fish to show up. See that little bottom, noise? That's our weight bouncing up and down, which is good. We're waiting for a fish to come in, which is going to kind of look like a lump on the bottom there. So we're in the right spot. We just got to wait for a fish to show up.
We got one. All right. I used to like.
Oh, now you're going for the crotch deal.
I do that for a second. God damn. No, are you fish?
Yeah. Is it shaking?
Yeah.
It might be.
Larger than a lion.
Kind of looks like a skate.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh,
got two.
We got two skates.
You got that?
Two.
It's another day in Alaska.
It's like we're dancing here.
That's not a halibut?
No, that's a huge skate.
When the fishing's this hot, don't panic. You're gonna get tied up. Don't come into Alaska thinking that it's not gonna happen. It is. Look at this. We've been catching fish all day. This is gonna happen.
Some beautiful animals. Gonna let this guy go. Swim. There you go. No, forward.
I don't think he's swimming.
He's giving up.
Yeah, he's swimming. Look at it. Look, he turned around. He's going.
There he goes.
There he goes.
He's gliding.
That's very important too. We don't want to take anything from the land that we don't need.
There, bring him back here.
All right, so we bring him back here.
To the swim platform.
We want to go to the swim platform on the boat. We do not want anything to happen to this beautiful animal that we're about to let go again. Not everything is catch and keep.
Okay, there you go.
And watch him.
That's a guide's release right there.
He will float for a little bit. Now he is free. He is free to join Alaska again. Thank you for giving us hope. Also, on the Scotty Gomez Learn to Be a Pro, your Uncle Scott has taught you different ways to light a fire. Sometimes old school, fashion, on the boat, propane. A lot of people think you'd have to go to the right. No, push left. Hear that buzzing sound. Couple clicks, couple taps. Fire. Most important thing, you learned something today. Survival. Boat side grill. Some people have it, most people don't. Also, be aware of Alaskan myth. We were all raised by the old fairy tales of how you don't have to bring any food. Whatever you catch is what you cook. We've all survived by that, but my friends, your old Uncle Scott, never ever be that asshole that does not bring food on the boat. Steaks.
Boom. We got these.
Because to survive in the land, to survive anywhere in life, you have to eat.
We shall survive.
So this is part of the moose steak we killed.
Yeah, just over there.
It was. Remember that day?
Did a nice job of butchering.
We did. One of the most important things after a day out in the high season fishing, your Uncle Scott always says, you got to get the group, the boys back together. Cards, that's a good thing. Sometimes someone's not good. They might not be good on the power play. But anyway, we're still a team. We always come back together. And your Uncle Scott always says, on Scotty Gomez Learn to Be a Pro, team is team. And that's what I dream.